Hello and welcome to Saturday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where we've got another puzzle for you by the genius constructor Myxo. This one is called Schubladen. I may be mispronouncing that. It's a German word. I think it is German for like a chest of drawers. Is that right? Or a sort of a tower of compartments. I don't know why it's called that. But this one, we've had it recommended a lot. Apparently it is a most beautiful puzzle. And the rules are incredibly straightforward today. So we've basically got Thermo Sudoku. I'll explain this properly when we do the rules formally, but two diagonals you can see, and then Thermo rules. So I'm looking forward to having a go at this with some trepidation. Myxo can, when he turns it up to 11, produce puzzles of the most stunning complexity. But this one is only 3 stars out of 5 for difficulty. So fingers... Oh, sorry, I've just bashed the microphone. I'll have to look out for that. Assuming this becomes a video, I'll have to edit that moment out or it'll bust people's eardrums. Anyway, this one, 3 out of 5 difficulty. So hopefully not too terrifically difficult. And I get 3 given digits, look, from... these all have a remainder of 2 when divided by 3 from the 258 modular set. I don't know if that means anything. I'd sort of doubt it, but it could do. You never know with Myxo. Yeah, anyway, we'll read the rules of this one in a moment or two's time. Now, what do I have to tell you about before that? I will say, actually, if you like Thermo Sudoku, I would really recommend that you have a look at one of our early apps. So one of the first apps that Mark and I made, with the help of some of the world's greatest Sudoku setters, was a Thermo Sudoku app. It's still very popular. Can I show you it? I might be able to. Let me just have a look at if I click that. Yeah, there we go. That is, that's from Steam. But basically there are 100 puzzles in the Thermo Sudoku app, all handmade, obviously, and all made by some of the great and the good of the Sudoku world. And there are some stunning puzzles in there. So I really would recommend that you have a look at that if you enjoy thermometer Sudoku. If you're not sure whether you enjoy thermometer Sudoku, have a go at this puzzle. Maybe watch the video, and then you might see why people fall in love with this form. It's an incredibly simple rule set and really rather beautiful. Now, do I have anything else to tell you about today? I don't think so. Please do like, please do subscribe. But why don't we just kick straight into it on a Saturday and have a look at Schubladen and see what Myxo has in store. We have got normal Sudoku rules apply. So we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. Diagonals. Digits must not repeat along either of the main diagonals. So this diagonal here, with the blue line on it, you've got to put one of the digits 1 to 9 along this diagonal. No repeats. And the same is obviously true of the negative diagonal. Sometimes people ask, why do we call them positive and negative diagonals? It's because if you differentiated them, this would have a negative gradient, and this one would have a positive gradient. That's actually the reason. And then thermometer rules. So along a grey thermometer, digits strictly increase reading from the bulb end. So let's look at this. 1, 2, 3. That's a length 6 thermometer. So this could be a 2, but then this has to be higher than 2. It doesn't have to be 3. So you can miss digits out. You just have to make sure that as you go from the bulb, you keep increasing digits. So just as mercury rises on real thermometers as the temperature rises, so digits rise on Sudoku thermometers as we move away from the bulb. And they are, let me just check. Yeah, that's all the rules. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. So I don't have many secrets about thermometers. The only 2 secrets that I tend to avail myself of are the facts that if you want to put a 1 on a thermometer, you must put it in the bulb. Because obviously if you put 1 halfway up the thermometer, that implies there's a lower digit than 1 that you're going to put in the bulb, and that there are no Sudoku digits lower than 1. And similarly for 9s, the sort of the corollary of that 1 principle is that if you want to put 9 on a thermometer, you have to put it in the very tip. I have actually noticed that does restrict 9 a bit in box 1. But I was going to start in box 3, so why don't I stick with my original thought? I was going to start with box 3 because I could see that 5 has to be on the thermometer in box 3, although 5 is a very average digit. And this is a length 6 thermometer, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. I mean, Mark would do this. I'll show you what Mark would do. You might want to do this yourself. Mark would heavily pencil mark every cell on this, because each cell has only got 4 options. So which I suppose is a meaningful restriction in the sense that, you know, ab initio, this Sudoku cell, for example, could be all 9 digits. So if we were to fully pencil mark it, it would look rather ridiculous, especially if I put all the digits in. Now we don't do that because we're not machines, but getting it down to 4 digits into each position, that may be something you want to think about. I don't like doing it because I just find everything gets too cluttered in my brain. So maybe I am going to look back at this box then. I mean, the only thing I've noticed, such as it is that none of these thermometer cells... Oh, no, I'm wrong even. I was going to say none of them could be a 1, but that one can be. Oh, bobbin, sorry. Oh dear. Well, 1 is either on the diagonal or it's there. I mean, so I'll make an equally ludicrous pencil mark. So what I'm doing there is I'm saying that by putting a corner mark in, I'm saying within this box, the 1 is only in one of those 4 positions. Now, the same is nearly true of 9. 9's also got 4 positions, but they're different. So we can't even conclude here that 1 or 9 must be on the diagonal, because you could have a 9 there and a 1 there. I don't think that would be a problem. If you did have a 1 there, you couldn't put a 1 there for this thermometer. And if you did have a 9 there, you couldn't put a 9 there on this 6-cell thermometer. Yeah, and it's similar but not the same down here, isn't it? 1 is in one of 4 places, and 9 is in one of 4 places. So yeah, I said no, that's right. Right, that's very interesting. No, that is actually beautiful. That is beautiful, I think. Does that mean that these can't be 1 or 9? Oh, this is lovely. Oh, good grief. Right. So what Myxo's done, it might even mean something for that one. Hang on. Let's just focus on this one, because let's think about 1 first. So 1 in box 1 is either on the diagonal or in the bulb. Now, if it is on the diagonal, where is it in box 9? And the answer is it can't then be on the diagonal, so it would be here. So that's one possible position for 1 in the puzzle. Now, the alternative was that 1 was here. So there is definitely a 1 in one of those 2 positions in the puzzle. There could even be a 1 in both of those positions. But what that means is that this cell, actually, it is symmetrical. So this cell and this cell can't be 1. So in theory now, our original pencil mark is 2, 3 or 4. It's no longer able to be 1. However, I think we can do the same with 9. 9 in this box is either on the diagonal, which would plonk a 9 here, or it's in the tip of that thermo, So this cell can't be a 9. I mean, let's just put 9 in and see why it would break. It would pop a 9 in box 1 into one of those cells and a 9 in box 9 into one of those cells, and you would have a repeated digit on that negative diagonal. So you definitely can't have a 9 there. So I don't think this can be a 4, because 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 would be forced. So this thermometer is very restricted. But also 9 can't go there either. So even this little old thermometer, which is 4 cells long, is more restricted. Oh, hang on. Oh, this is lovely. Oh, Myxo, you are so clever. Right, the 2 and the 8 are doing work as well. Let's just pencil mark this one, though. Hang on. I just want to keep my ducks in a row. So this one goes like this now. We know this top digit cannot be 9. So there's only 2 digits. And now 1 and 9 are on the the positive diagonal in box 3. But let's look at this one. We've worked out this digit can't be a 1 because it sees either one of these blue bulbs, which we know at least one of those blue bulbs is a 1. It can't be 2, so that's now at least 3. And this is a maximum of 7. So 3, 4, 5. Well, okay. 3, 4, 5. No, okay. No, hang on. I've got that wrong. 3, 4. 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7. So there are only a limit. No, right. So now look at this box again. Where are 1 and 9 in this box? They are there by Sudoku. And, oh, nearly. Because they can't go on the positive diagonal. They've already appeared on the positive diagonal in box 3. And they can't go on the thermo. So they are a pair there, which means that's not 1 or 9. So 8 in this box is restricted. Actually, so is 2, isn't it? Yeah, the corner digit can't be 2 or 8. So 2 and 8 are a pair here. And that digit is whatever's not used on the thermo. But now 2 and 8 have to appear in box 3 on thermos. So this is a 2, this is an 8. I'm sorry, there's a bit of a pause while I think about what that might mean. Does that mean something good? I'm not sure. It might do. I do know there's a 5 in one of those 2 positions now because of this 5. Nearly. This 5 means there's a 5 in one of 2 positions on the thermo in box 7 as well. Okay, so we have made a bit of progress, but we aren't there yet. So I know either this is 9 or this is 9 or both. I know this is a 2. So 2. Is there some reason this can't be a 1? I don't think there is. If that was a 1, then that would really affect this bulb. But if that's a 1... Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure quite what to do as the next step here. What do we think? So this corner digit, we know it's not 5. So it's 3, 4, 6, or 7, which is a 4-cell pencil mark, or a 4-digit pencil mark in a cell, which I refuse to do up here, so I should really be consistent, shouldn't I? Or is it something to do with this being a 1, 9? Is that somehow Am I somehow learning something from that? I can't put 8 at the end of this thermo at all. So 8. Is it 8 in this box? It might be. I think it can go on the diagonal. It certainly can't go in the bulb. Okay, yeah. So there is a tiny point here about where 8 is in box 9. It can't go here because this could be a 9. Well, it couldn't be a 9 actually, but then that would have to be a 10. So 8 in this box it's in one of those two positions. Now, can it really be here? I think it can. If 8 was here, it would appear on the diagonal, so it would have to appear on a thermo in box 1, which couldn't be there, or there, or there. So it would have to be there. It's not the same again, is it? Oh, I think it's Myxo so clever you can't rule it out. Sorry, I'm not being very articulate here. I'm just trying to work out whether there is some similar point here around 8. I don't think there is, but it would be beautiful if there was. Because it's possible there is. It's possible there is. Let's just label 8 as. I'm going to label 8 as purple, and I'm going to ask. I think I've got it down to 2 places in box 9. I'm going to think about where it goes in this box. Now, obviously, I say obviously, but I think it can go on the diagonal. I think. Now, if it goes on the thermo, it can't go in this position, because then we'd go 9, 10 and break it, and we can't put it there. So actually, it's not in any of those positions, and here would be too early on the thermo, and here would be too early on the thermo. So it's in one of these positions, which means that it does have a similar. It doesn't quite work, I don't think. I think it's got a similar property then, because either there is an 8 here in box 9, which is going to plonk an 8 here. Let's just ring that cell. Or there's an 8 there. So 8 is definitely in one of these two positions, at least in the puzzle. But, now here's a big but. I don't think those two cells, they see that cell. But what that also means is that 9 is at least in one of these two positions. Okay, I don't think that does it either, does it? Oh, that was so nearly fascinating. Okay, but hang on. Where's 8 in column 1 then? I didn't see that, but it's got to be in one of those two cells. It can't. It's either in purple. It's in a purple cell. I might as well corner mark it actually in box 1. It's in one of these two positions, so I might as well colour it there. Now let's try the same with 2s, because it just feels like that ought to be something similar. Now 2, let's make 2 green, shall we? So 2 in box 1, where could it be? It could be on the diagonal again, I think. But if it's on this thermo, it's got to be sufficiently low on the thermo that we could put a 1 in the bulb. So the only place 2 can go on this thermo is exactly there. So 2 is very restricted in box thingy. In box, so this is a 2-8 pair, so we may as well pop that in box 1. Now, what about this box though? So 2 is not in those cells. It's not high up on a thermo. It's not, so it could be on the diagonal. Or if it's on this thermo, it's got to be in one position. So it's very similar. It's got 3 possible positions. And what that's going to mean is if it's on the diagonal here, let's get a green circle. It's going to be there. And if it's off the diagonal, it's here. So one of those 2 cells is a 2. And it doesn't quite work, does it? Again, it's the same thing. It doesn't quite see where we need it to. And similarly, now one of these 2 is a 1. That's one of those 2 is a 1, at least 1. Now, no, maybe it's only 1, because if this is a 2, then that can't be. So if this is a 2, that would be a 2. Yeah, 2 is locked into one of those cells in row 9. It's a similar logic to that got us this 8 pencil mark here. One of these is a 1. Right, so how do we make more use of this then? So if this was 2, that would be 2. That would be 2. And that probably, there would be a 2 over there. Where would 2 be in the middle box? Would we care? Would we be able to say anything about it? Probably not. The alternative is that 2 is here, which means this is 2, this is 2. I don't know. I'm not quite seeing how to do it. Bobbins. Okay. So what was my colour for 8? Wasn't it purple? Hang on. Hang on a moment. How could that be a 9? No, of course it can be a 9. You don't have to put 8 before it on the thermo, sorry. Oh, I was being dumb. Is that my phone? Hang on, let me just check that's nothing urgent. I don't think it should be. No, it's fine. 1 and 9 are here. We know that they're my blue and orange digit. Ah, looking at that. There we go. Oh, that's lovely. Good grief. Right, so this is crucial. Because this bulb can't be blue. So it's not able. So this can't be 2. It's impossible. Now 2 is definitely my green colour. So we can take these out. Those cells are not, which means 2 is on the diagonal here. Which means 2 is not there. Which means 2 is here. Which means this is a 1, which means this is not a 1. This is unbelievable setting. And if, okay, so let's make that blue. Let's make that properly green. Now I get a 2 here, and I get an 8 here. So that's not 8, that's not 8, which means we lose the circle from this one. We lose the purplification. The purplification goes to this cell where I've got all... Look at what I've got written in this. I'm going to make this an 8, thereby taking away the positions of 1, 2, and 9 and allowing me to place them in this box. So 8, 2, 1. Actually, I'm not sure about the 1. I'm going to think about that, because I've got the 1 in 2 places. And I've got the 9 in 2. I have got to be careful with that, actually, because I had so many pencil marks that I think it's not legitimate to just immediately start papering in or penciling in digits. I need to be a bit more careful. And don't be cavalier, Simon. But I think we're still good up here. We can take the purple 8 off those two cells. So this is now definitely an 8, which means this is now definitely a 9 by thermo logic. That can get fully purplified, and probably we can remove its circle. Probably remove that circle. Okay, and we said, oh no, this is good. So 9 is orange, so that's no longer able to be orange or 9, which means 9 is on the diagonal now in box 1, which means it's not here, which means 9 is there, which means that's, oh, this cell isn't 1 or 9 now. So that means we get a 1-9 pair in box 3. Now, what does that do? This can't be 1. Ah, so we get a 1-9 pair on this diagonal as well. That's lovely. 1-9. 1-9 here. Is there a 1 in one of those? Is that true? Yeah, that's really good. So 1 can't be on the negative diagonal anymore. So 1 can only go here in box 9, which means this is 1, this is 9, this is 9, this is 1, this is 1, this is 9. Okay, so all the 1s need to be blue, and all the 9s need to be orange. Now, can we do some Sudoku with that? Probably. Oh, nearly. 9 is in one of 2 places, one of 3 places, one of 2 places. What about on the diagonals? Oh. Well, one of 3 places in box 5, I think. Okay, we'll try the same with 1 in case that's better. Yeah, there's a 1-2 pair here by Sudoku. So we'll just tidy up our pencil marks there, in case that's going to be helpful. I'm not sure it is, but okay. Is it this 5? Is that somehow doing amazing work for us? Not sure. Thing is, now, although I've managed to get lots of 1s, 2s, 8s, 9s sort of apportioned around the grid, they're all obviously such small digits that from a thermometer perspective, I don't see how we're ever going to disambiguate the middly digits, but I'm sure there is a way. 5 on the negative diagonal is in one of 2 positions. But those 2 positions don't see, well, that one would see that one, and that one would see that one. So I don't think we can use that. Maybe 8s. Let's keep going. I should actually keep being diligent about pencil marking, shouldn't I? That would be sensible. So 8, yeah, see, 8's got 3 possible places in box 5. 2 can't appear on the diagonals, or that one, so 2's got 3 positions. So let me guess, 1's got 3 positions as well. 1 has appeared on that diagonal, it has appeared, yeah, so 1's got 3 positions. But that doesn't seem equal. Why is that one only got 2? Because it sees 1 and 8. Well, you can see now, if we look at these 4 cells, these are the 4 cells in this box that must contain 1, 2, 8, and 9. So we may as well actually central pencil mark them. That can't be 9. And the other digits in here are 3, 4, 6, 7. This is weird. Because one of these thermos is going to have to do massive lifting here. I think. Oh, I keep looking at this diagonal and thinking I can place 5 on it, and it's just nonsense. So 5 is in one of those 2 cells. And sorry for focusing on the 5. The only reason for thinking about the 5 is, well, it's the only other digit I've got that I'm given. So, 1 is in one of those, I've just noticed. 1 is in one of these. Yeah, I think it must be this 5 somehow. But how? Is there some trick? Let's give 5 its own colour. So 5 will make red. So one of those is indisputably red. One of these is indisputably red. But surely there is no restriction on 5 down here. I mean, okay, there is a restriction in terms of 5 on the negative diagonal. That is true. I'm just trying to see if I can... I mean, it would be very powerful. If this was 5, that would be 5, that would be 5. We'd get lots of 5-age straight away in the grid. But even that wouldn't... I don't think that would go much further. So what about if that was 5? Then this would be 5. This would be 5. Is that doing more? Then there would be a 5 on that little bit of that thermo. I don't think it's... I mean, the thing is, it might be propagating, but I mean, not there. I don't think it's enough. I really don't. Okay, so there's something else that we have to spot here. But where? That's the question, isn't it? Which of these thermos is under any pressure at all? Okay, there is a 7 in one of those 2 cells. Just that sort of Sudoku, isn't it, in this box? This could be the 7, but if the 7 isn't there, it can't go on the thermo, so it would be here, which means this digit is not a 7. So this is a maximum of 6. So 6, 5, it might be able to be 4. No, it couldn't be 4, because then we go 4, 3, and this would be 1 or 2. So that is 5 or 6. It's nearly brilliant. Oh, 5, 6 pair in the column. Okay, let's just track this thermo down then. So this could be 5, it could be 4, it couldn't be 3. And this cell's 4 or 3 then. Okay, so this thermo is better than I'd expected. And now 3. It's nearly brilliant. 3 in this box now. It can't be there because this would be a 2, so 3 is in 2 positions in this box. 3 is in 2 positions in this box. Yeah, here we go. Here we go, it's 3s. Now 3 is not in these cells. If 3 was here, this would be a 1 or a 2 on its thermo. So 3 is on this thermo. Well, it must be next to the 2 then. Otherwise there wouldn't be an integer between the digits. 3 is in one of 2 places there. So this is a 1-3 pair out of absolutely nowhere. So 3 might need its own colour very soon. 3 is in one of those digits. Now, what do we do with that? That's the question. I don't know yet. That is the... that's Mark messaging me. Okay, so I do sort of believe this will do something then. So maybe it's the fact. Yes, it's going to be 7 in this box. Yeah, it must be. Can that be 7? No, because we need to put 8 on the thermo. So 7 is placed in this box. So 7 is in one of 2 places, one of 3 places there. This digit is 8 or 9, and it's not 8, so it is 9, and that gives us another orange digit. So 9 is not here anymore. It's in one of these 2. Oh, that's nearly good, isn't it? 7. So in this column, we've got this weird 5, 6 pair, and we haven't put 2 in. So we've got 2, 3, 4 into these, and we know one of these is the green 2. Okay. And from here, somehow, we've got to make more progress again. If this digit was 3, that digit would have to be 4, 5, 6. 3, 4. Hang on. 4, 5, 6. So this would be a 4 in the corner. So this corner digit can't ever be 5. That might be wrong. That might be wrong. So because we've got to put 5 on the negative diagonal, either here or here. Now, if it went here, that logic I just did is saying there's a problem. There is, isn't there? Because if that's 5, we now know 3 in the box goes here, which makes this a 4, which makes this a 5, and we get 2 5s in the box. So 5 is in the top box. It's there, and I think that might do some damage. That's going to make this a 6 by Sudoku, and this a 7, and this therefore the 5, which makes this a 6, which makes that a 5, which makes this a 4, which makes this a 3, which makes this now a 2, 4 pair. How clever is Myxo? It's really not fair on the rest of humanity, is it? That people get to be this clever. Look, the 5 goes there now. So that's 5. That's 8. That's not 8 anymore. That's not 8 anymore. 5 is definitely that digit. I can take that one out. I never did give 3 its own colour, did I? I probably ought to give 4. I can just place in box 9, which makes this a 3. Makes that not a 3. Makes that not a 3, and that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. Okay, what's this digit? 4, apparently. We could be in business here, you know. We need 6 and 7 in this column. I can do that. We can do the order by the thermo. So that becomes 6, that becomes 7. Along the positive diagonal now, we've not had 3 and we've not had 6. So the 3 goes there because we mustn't repeat it on the negative diagonal. We'll get a 6 in the middle of the puzzle, which is an unusual digit. We need 4 and 7 into these 2 cells. I don't know if Sudoku is going to help us. These 2 digits we now know. They're 9 and 4. That digit is very gettable. That's a 4. These digits are 4, 6, 7, aren't they? I am being a bit profligate now with my pencil marking. I apologise for that if you're cross. That digit's very gettable. That seems to have become a 5. So 5 is in one of 2 places in box. These 2 digits should be a 4-6 pair. Ah, that's good. So that's 6, that's 4. That's 4, that's now 9. So that's no longer 9. These digits down here are 5, 7 and 9, which I think we're chocolate teapotted on, are we? 5 comes out of that, 9 comes out of that. That one doesn't seem to be wanting to resolve. What about, oh, we've done this 2, 4 pair, which is not resolved. Okay, let's look at these. 6, 7, 8 actually. And that's not 8, and that's not 6, and that seems to be able to be anything. There is now, look, a 4, 6, 7 triple in row 4. So those 3 cells there must be the digits 4, 6 and 7 by our pencil marking, which makes this 2 and makes this 4, which makes that 7, which makes this 8 apparently. And that means this is no longer 8. 8 in the middle box has to go here. 8 in that top box has to go there. There's a lot of pencil marking we could be doing. 3 has to go here. 5 has to go here. So 5 has to go here. We nearly get our chocolate teapot triple figured. And the top of the grid needs 2, 6, 7. So I can put the 6 in. And this is a 2, 7 pair. So how does that get resolved? 2, 7, 9 triple in column 4, which makes this a 4, which makes that 4, that 6, that 7, that 6, that 7, that 9, that 7. So that's the 9 place. Look, we get a 1, 2 pair into these cells. The 7 resolves the 7 and the 2 at the top. The 2 resolves the 1 and the 2. That digit's a 3 by Sudoku. 1 and 5 here. So we can do the 5, do the 1, do the 1, do the 3. Brilliant. Absolutely amazing puzzle. Those are all blue. These are all green. They lose their green, don't they? Oh, I haven't done the bottom of the grid. Missed out some digits here, look. So that's got to be the blue one. That's got to be the green one. What about 3? We never coloured 3, I don't think. 5s I did colour, but I didn't colour all of them. 9s I definitely coloured, but probably didn't colour all of them. 8s I coloured, but didn't colour all of them. So we should just be left with 3s, 4s, 6s and 7s uncoloured. And everything else coloured. Let's see if it's right. Yes. Felt right, didn't it? What a beautiful puzzle that is. Lovely. Just lovely. The initial ideas are gorgeous. Around the 1s and the 9s, and then pointing in different places in the grid and knocking themselves off other thermos, and then building it up from there. It's a fascinating idea. And we managed to compartmentalise our drawers correctly. Myxo, take another bow, my friend. You are something else. Let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. Enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.